Good morning, everyone. This is Jeffrey Bershaw from Avanti Destinations. We are going to cover the wonders of Bolivia today. We've got Darius Morgan, our local partner down in Bolivia. He's up here training our folks later on this afternoon on all the wonderful things that we're able to provide you in your clients traveling to Bolivia. I also have Lee Young, our lead Latin travel consultant, as well as our Latin product manager, whose name I'm totally blanking on right at the moment. I'm totally playing. Michael Field. Anyway, it's a little joke. I had to get everybody laughing a bit. But with that, we have this wonderful screen here as a couple of different shots of Bolivia. There's, as you can see, a variety of places to go. And we'll cover the big ones today with Darius and the rest of the team here. But really quickly, for those of you who aren't familiar with Avanti, we are your one-stop travel source. So we have the Heron Bingham train here, but that's in Peru. Your clients can go to Peru and connect to Bolivia, or vice versa, just so you know. But air transfers, accommodations, tours and sightseeing. We don't do car in Bolivia, nor really much in South America at all. But there are some rail options. We do have a fair amount of small ship cruises. And of course, pre- and post-cruise packages are always available in the major ports, as well as some of the river cruising that we do provide as well. Travel protection, and the big thing, of course, is that you can add your TA fee as well. Just really wanted to cover some of the things that are new in South America as a whole, since we have a bit of your attention. You know, Michael and Lee have spent some time traveling around and have both come back with a lot of great options. I think that, you know, the beach escapes, there's lots of things. You've got like a couple more ships coming online for Galapagos as well.
We do. We're going to have some soft releases here in January that you all will find out about.
And a few of our folks, namely Gina Bang, our inside sales manager, and King Pringle, the director of our reservation sales, they took this Tren Crucero in Ecuador and absolutely loved it. And of course, they went down to Guayaquil and then got on a plane and went to the Galapagos. So these are all things that your clients could do that are new for 2017, and I think some of these would be absolutely fantastic. And you can combine them with Bolivia. You know, just quickly overall, we're focused on South America. We do Central America too, but you can see all the wonderful countries. Oops, I just went too far. You can see all the wonderful countries that we're able to focus on with you. But we're going to be looking at Bolivia and for the next 45 minutes. And so hopefully you'll get some great information. I think just really quickly, I just got back from Peru. I met some folks who were combining Peru and Bolivia, and one couple in particular stood out to me, and they were focused on, central was La Paz, and they traveled around Bolivia and Peru from La Paz, which is a great metropolitan area of Bolivia. But we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a bit. But Darius, this is basically all yours. I'll just move it along as you want me to. Just yank my arm or poke me, and we'll just keep on moving through.
Okay, hi everybody from Avanti, and I hope you will enjoy the talk about a hidden destination, a destination that's growing, and it's growing very, very much, and that's more than a destination. It's a fantastic experience for your clients to remember the whole life. It is a journey to the past. It's a journey to increase your sensation and learn about our cosmovision, a country where our millenary traditions and culture is still alive and still living the way we've done from so many years. Learn about the different panoramas and different experiences that you will have. Bolivia is in the heart of South America, divided in three main areas: the Andean area, to your left, in the middle, the valleys, and on the right, the big, huge Amazon. Very well connected. Finally now, a lot of international flights, direct flights out of US, American Airlines, LATAM, and Avianca daily connections that we have, and from all our neighboring countries. You have all the different other possibilities connecting first Peru, second Chile, third Argentina, fourth Brazil, and then Colombia and the rest of the countries. A very popular way to get into Bolivia is by hydrofoils via Lake Titicaca, by land in jeeps from Chile, from the north side of Chile or Argentina. You can come by train as well from Argentina, and many bus possibilities to get there. How to sell Bolivia, how to think in Bolivia. As you have in front of you, area number one of interest in the country, it's Titicaca and surroundings, geographically Andes, and touristically basically could be defined as a native indigenous alive cultures, still the way they lived for years. Area number two is Uyuni and surroundings, high plateau as well, and something we like to talk about too, realistic solitude, which is space and time for your clients to enjoy. Area number three is Sucre Potosi, geographically Andes, and keeping the colonial times jewelries of our time, and part of the 11 heritage sites we have in our country that are listed in there for you. And the last part would be area number four, which is Santa Cruz and the Jesuit missions, alive missions like everything in Bolivia, and that's part of the 2/3 of the Amazon area of the country. La Paz. La Paz is the highest seat of government in the Americas. It's a fantastic valley that surprises you when you're coming from the high plateau or from the highest airport in the world, which is in El Alto city. You get there and you have this fantastic view of the valley with the city below the snow-capped mountains. And now very famous, we have already a year and a half, we have the longest cable car in the world with 400 gondolas just going over the city, are always included in our city tours and allow you to explore or actually have a different perspective of the people living there. La Paz is a huge market. Everybody sells. Everybody's on the street. It's a very alive city. Everybody's, I don't know who buys, but everybody's selling. Everybody wants to be there. Everybody wants to be talking, and the natives are very proud today of the way they are. They are very proud today of what they represent, and a fantastic thing and special thing about the city tour in La Paz is their native markets, like mentioned, but a special market is the witch doctor market.
Is this a witch doctor's market here?
Yes,
oh,
it's
nice.
The witch doctor market, and in the witch doctor market you can buy any special preparation, any special thing that you might want for everything. Good luck, getting married, witchcraft, whatever you wish. It's
whatever you want, it's right there.
Yes, if not, just let us know. We'll give you a phone number. Yes, you can go and ask whatever you want. Any special potion, any cure, because yes, we do realize very heavily on natural medicine. We do not have a social security system like the one you have here, but we do really work on making our life in balance with nature, and that's where the natural medicine comes from. All our markets are very colorful. I still remember in the past when you took a picture of a native Cholita, she was afraid that you were going to steal her soul away and just going to hit you with the bananas or being angry with you. Today, after 12 years of having the first native Indian president in the Americas, they're very proud. We're very proud. 63% of Bolivians are native Indians, and they are so proud and so happy to show off their customs, their bowler hats, and their very bright costumes. New hotels. A lot of new fantastic hotels have come in the last years, like the Sign Chain Hotel Attics, or the Casa Grande, which is a new offer that we have now with Avanti, or the Camino Real, Europa Casona, and Presidente in downtown are the ones listed in our catalog, and they're very, very close, just walking distance from any market, and the Witch Doctor Market in downtown. Many new possibilities, and now fighting and competing very well with the well-known hotel characteristics you found around South America. So like mentioned, Titicaca, most important attraction in Bolivia. We share it with Peru. There you see the white line that divides Peru from Bolivia. That's the borderline. And yes, not because I am Bolivian, but the truth is that the nicest part of Titicaca is on the Bolivian side. And the reason is because we have the Royal Range of the Andes on our side. And that's the
glacier-capped peaks.
Yes, yes, and you enjoy the snow of the Andean Royal Range of the Andes the whole time. It is a fantastic picture that is a perfect picture together with the natives running around and living the way they are. Most of our cruises and in the Peru-Bolivia route of the Inca program we offer together with Peru in the catalog, they start in Puno, where you arrive from Cusco by train, bus or plane, and then your clients are going to be meet by a guide there, a coordinator that's going to let them know what to do, and then they're going to drive all the way down to Copacabana. Copacabana, the original name. Copacabana, yes. Nice. By the way, you've heard of the Copacabana name in Rio de Janeiro. The name of that very, very famous beach comes from this little town. This little town gave the name, and if you're between Ipanema and Copacabana Beach, there's a little sign that says there, a Nossa Senhora de Copacabana, to Our Lady Madonna of Copacabana, because that's the most important religious shrine Bolivia has. Everybody goes there, and once in a year, if you buy a car, new or old, you have to take it there, because the priest is going to come out in the church to make a blessing to bring you good luck. It is cheaper than insurance. it is a good way to make sure you drive safely, but it is a fantastic experience to see one of the nicest churches in Bolivia, and from there you start a hydrofoil cruise all the way to Sun Island, Moon Island, and all the way down to the smaller part of the lake to Watahata.
Watahata is right here.
Where we normally spend a couple of nights, and then the next day continue to La Paz. Those are regular hydrofoil schedules, shared schedules, and white hydrofoils, because the hydrofoils are the only possibility to let you share, to let you live the real Bolivian product. If the product of Bolivia in this area is their native cultures, it is the time for you to share. So why stay in a boat or in a cruise? Go get there in no time to share with them, to talk with the natives and be with them. We have 7 different hydrofoils, navigating over the waves without the sensation of seasickness or anything like that, because it's easier to get that. You visit the main highlights of Lake Titicaca, and the most important things that you have more islands and longer visits in the sacred lake of the Incas. Possibilities that we are considering our programs, and the different programs we have in the catalogs, is to spend the night in the Inca Utama Hotel and Cultural Resort in the southern part of Lake Titicaca. It is the best property in the southern part, recently renewed actually. We finished 4 months ago the renovation, and more than the hotel itself with electric blankets, individual heating, blah, 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 more than the hotel and the views are the chances for your clients to enjoy the different cultural activities. Cultural activities like stargazing. Stargazing, we have a very nice natural observatorium where we enjoy 2 professional telescopes donated by Astronomical League, dependent from NASA. They send us 3 or 4 times a year. There are groups for 8 nights just to do some stargazing and learn about the 88 different Andean constellations. Learn how we use them for agriculture, for fishing, for mystic calendar, etc., etc. And on your left, it's a fantastic magic moment. Go and meet Tata Benjo. He's a Kalawaya. He's a natural medicine doctor, a sorcerer, and during the night you're going to learn about natural medicine, which I mentioned before, but you're going to have the chance to talk with him, to ask him whatever you want, and he will be able, for those of clients who want, to cast the future into Ocalypse. It is a magic moment. It is a moment where you can really, really enjoy a very personal touch in your trip.
I would like to add, excuse me, I would like to add that after the presentation at the observatory, the roof opens up. There's fabulous music. The roof opens up, and you're gazing up at more stars than you've ever seen in your whole life. That was such an exciting presentation, a real highlight of staying at the Inca Utama Hotel. It was fabulous.
You should see Lee's face right now. It's completely lit up, just like the stars.
Well, let me tell you a little secret. We don't produce anything in my country. That means 0 pollution and 0 light pollution. And that's something really very nice, because that allows you to really get in touch with nature and see yourself as part of this fantastic universe and this magnificent opportunity to be in a country that allows you to still dream and understand how we use the skies for our daily lives.
Wow, getting heavy here.
After the Inca Utama, we have an extra navigation day to visit different islands like the Urus Iruitus floating islands. Probably you've heard about the Urus floating islands on the Peruvian side. There are 43 of them on the Peruvian side and very famous. But in the Bolivian side of Titicaca, we also have the same culture, an earlier stage. That's why they're called Urus Iruitus. And the fantastic thing that they still speak Puquina, mother language of Aymara, Bolivia, Quechua, Peru. Go and share with a couple of families. And there are only a couple of families, there are only a couple of islands out there, because if you see www.culturalsurvival.org and Urus Iruitus, you're going to find out that there are only 35 families left from this ethnia. And there are 2 families living there for you to share, to talk, to sit down in a tapi, meaning a native picnic on the floor, and talk with them, talk with the kids, how are they doing in school, or probably play some soccer or talk about whatever. And that's a very touching moment for you to talk with them in front of the Andean Royal Range, and then later go to the Pariti Island to see the different archaeological sites and museums, or the largest necropolis on Titicaca. Between Peru and Bolivia, there's an island called Calauta Island, where you see the largest chulpa region. Chulpas are mortuary towers, and it's one of the most fantastic necropolis because they are 2- and 3-story chulpas there for you to realize how famous the pre-Inca culture were in there.
Yeah, I think that's something that's important, that there's a lot of pre-Inca in this area.
Yes, of course. It is a fantastic complement to the fantastic Inca territory, and please remember that Sun and Moon Island are the cradle of the Inca Empire. That's where Manco Cápac and Mama Ocllo, son and daughter of the sun god, came down to earth, according to the legend, to start the Inca kingdom. But before that, before the Incas, the Tiwanakas and the Aymaras had a fantastic culture that was absorbed by the Incas because of their great knowledge. And in this case, in the Inca Utama premises, you have the chance to meet the Limachi brothers. They are builders of Ratu and Tigris for Thor Heyerdahl's expedition. They go once in a while to the Oslo Museum to keep some maintenance to the rat too that's in the museum there. And they are the ones talking to you. They're going to be telling you about their expeditions. The second generation of them also started some years ago, tried to start an expedition with a German guy that wanted to cross from New York all the way to Azores and Pontevedra. Because of technicality in New York, by unloading the boats and a very strong sea storm, they couldn't make it. But now they're starting to project the whole expedition, and someday we're going to be also demonstrating that the capabilities of the Greek boat building techniques are still there, and they're coming from the Titicaca, and it's possible to go back as a cross-cultural thing to the old continent. See the alpacas, see the llamas, see their weavings, enjoy talking with them, enjoy being with them. And this is an example of our Altiplano Museum with MP4s now, where you're going to be guided through around the different evolution of the cultures that developed around Titicaca between Peru and Bolivia. Copacabana, like said, it's the pilgrimage sentence and most important visit we have there. You can do it coming from Peru or going to Peru, like we have listed in the catalog, to see the different attractions. And another very important island to visit is Moon Island. Moon Island is the largest archaeological temple remains on Titicaca. Between Peru and Bolivia, these are the largest remains of a temple, a very famous temple, very well-known temple, because that's where the Incas kept their virgins, the women, keeping an eye on the sacred fire for life, and you see the shallot cross carved into its walls. Mm-hmm. And of course, it's an island, like mentioned, cradle of the Inca Empire. It's a very nice extension that you might think about for the future, where you have the chance to spend a day in an island of comfort within the sacred Sun Island. We have a little lodge there called Posada Del Inca, and you have the chance to not only enjoy the view, the fantastic view of Moon Island and the Andean Royal Range, but all your clients are going to get there in a soft llama trek, 35-40 minutes, where every client receives a llama. The llama carries the luggage, and you will do a very, very nice trek on Inca trails until you reach the rustically decorated but very, very interesting lodge with all, of course, same facilities as our other hotels.
Flat trek, or do you have to go up and down?
You have to go up. Yes, you have to go up. Okay. I always say you're so high that it's a local call if you have some seat to talk with the guy up there. From down here, it's long distance. From there, it's cheaper if you have a lot of things to talk with him.
Nice.
On Sun Island, we have a restaurant as well, an archaeological restaurant with a fantastic view of the lake, and there you will really, really enjoy local trout and the local fish, which is called pejerrey. We have different type of fishes, and of course freshly because all the fishermen go out at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, so they have always fresh food from Titicaca with the local flavors.
Nice.
Like said, we have 7 hydrofalls. Our next project, we have a deluxe hydrofall coming in now into service. Only FITs, 6 passengers, to allow you have non-touristic, different schedule itineraries new to catch up with the Belmont new luxury train in Peru, and all the way to San Pedro de Atacama with a program that we're going to see in the Lux hotels in San Pedro.
And when is this coming out?
This is coming in April, when the Belmont starts its rise. That's when the whole thing is going to be running, and of course we're going to offer you via Avanti all the different possibilities to do it.
Okay.
Tiwanaku, cradle of American civilization. according to carbon-14 tests, the oldest bones found in the South American continent. It's a culture dating back from 1,500 before Christ, and it's pre-Inca. It's a fantastic possibility to learn about the astronomy in the Andes, the agricultural systems, and about a culture that was really, really important later for their knowledge for the Incas.
Yeah, that's 2,500 years right there.
Yes, yes, and of course, although it's a half-day visit, most of people interested in archaeology always request to visit the Pumapunku ruins, and in that case, please remember that you have to think about it as a full-day tour because it's a huge site and requires some more time.
Yeah.
Now we're going to jump into the newest attraction and today's most important product in Bolivia. Our government decided to use the Uyuni salt lake as our country image. It is the largest salt flat in the world. It is 10,000 plus square kilometers, about 4,000 something square miles. It is
huge.
It's huge. It's the largest one in the world. And the way we discovered it was when you were going around the Earth with your satellites, and there was an American astronaut that said, we have a view of something shining down very, very strongly from the Earth. And Houston answered, that might be Uyuni. And that's how we discovered it. When they came back down to Earth, you all went down and you found this fantastic thing that we are able to show you now as a touristic attraction. Possibilities to get there by jeep from different places in Bolivia, Oruro, Uyuni, Ito Cajon, Chile, or Argentina, by train also from La Paz.
Basically everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere
yes,
can take you here.
Place. And there are, today for your clients, the most recommendable option is a 50-minute flight from La Paz, minimum 3 flights, and up to 7 in high season. That's the Uyuni Salt Flat in the southwest of the country, with their Uyuni airport right close to the Uyuni town on your right, and that's where you get there, and from there in just 20 minutes you get to Colchani, which is the most important entrance to the salt flat. The entrance meaning there are bridges of stones because it is petrified salt that gets thinner and thinner when it gets to the shores, and with some water and mud, it's not possible to enter anywhere. You just have fixed entrances, and the most important one is Colchani, 21 kilometers away, like described in our catalog, and it's the best way to get there and enjoy this magnificent space for solitude, introspection, and how about that? Spending a night in the middle of the Uyuni Salt Lake in a deluxe Airstream campers. Airstream, aluminum, salt doesn't
touch them.
Steel. Stands for the whole life. They're very nice. They're aerodynamic, and they're the most fabulous quality service where you can enjoy lunch like you're looking at that alone.
So were there customers? Well, they won't drive out there, and they just show up and they're there, right?
Yes. Okay. All the customers are going to be driving on their own Jeep with their own private guide and private driver. Once they get to the camper, there are a private chef for them and a concierge to serve them, to pamper them during the night the way you see it right now. It is a chance to enjoy, of course, fantastic sunset, sunrise, and later by night, of course, to enjoy a fantastic stargazing. And it is a very normal night out there. Of course, it's new moon. You have the chance to really enjoy a unique place, something that's going to stay for you forever.
Yeah.
4 people serving your clients, 4 people making sure you have any special requirements. We do have also some families there. We count today with 3 different campers. Two of them double bed for families, and one of them is twin bed. All of them have a sofa bed, an extra sofa bed in case of kids if required, and of course you have the chances of doing anything you want, from golf, of course with a red ball, and
on the dart ball,
yes, of course, because otherwise it's too hard. To of course, and the caddy is a llama. Get that. Or how about some biking, some now hang gliding, or trekking, visiting communities, visiting the different attractions in the area, or simply enjoying a fantastic honeymoon or celebration of a very unique anniversary. And now,
I just want to show that one picture.
Yes,
it's a great picture. So this is more in the spring or winter and spring, rainy season.
This is new. This is a new thing that we're going to be launching now in Avanti. We started operation of our airstream campers in the raining season as well. Raining season in Bolivia is between December to March, and the difference is the picture.
Up and down, you can't tell the difference.
Yes, of course. It is the largest mirror on Earth. And
I like that line. We're
and
stick with that.
If you do not want to spend the night in the campers, how about spending a night in a salt hotel? It's an hotel built entirely of salt. Tables, chairs, beds, walls, wood, wood doors.
It's kind of a mud, though. It's not just pure salt.
No, it's only salt. It's bricks of salt that have been cut from the floor and just build it up like bricks, like a Lego.
Okay.
But that's your room. There are today different alternatives. In Colchani, the main entrance that I showed you, there are 4 salt hotels like that one, all of them counting with electric blankets, all of them counting with heating system and the facilities that you might expect.
And you didn't have any problems with like altitude in this area?
No.
Yeah. It's not that high, is it?
It's cold at night.
It's cold at night. Crisp.
Very.
Yes, it is cold. Don't forget a good jacket, salt staff, but don't forget in any of those highlights to take a good suntan and a hat and sunglasses. And this is Uyuni town, where you have a cemetery of trains, one of the nicest one in the area because of its mining story that tells you. And from Colchani, this is raining season, this is the way we scratch the salt from the floor. Just wait for humidity to get out, put some iodine, and that's it. Put it in a bag, and for 8 cents of a dollar, you can have your bag for a month or more. So it's really a very, very easy destination to shop around as well.
Yeah.
And for those wanting to make an extension to Chile or coming to Chile, they're going to go through the Amaroa National Park, one of our 26 different national parks and ecological sanctuaries, where you're going to be visiting, for example, the Red Lagoon. It is a fantastic lagoon with hundreds of flamingos, 3 types of flamingos in the area, the whole year around, and the possibility for you to enjoy really fauna. There are not many people there, so you're going to be practically alone there, enjoying the fauna. Or how about the Sol de Mañana geysers? Very nice, interesting way to realize how our Earth is living, how you see it, their activity the whole year. You see the different colors and the different ways. I don't know if you see in the back the fumarola of the geyser going up there, or the floor with the different colors and the minerals in the area.
And this isn't very far from Chile either.
This is very close to Chile. It's just an extension out of Uyuni Salt Flat. Everything, the whole operation is done by jeeps. It is another 6-hour drive through these different colorful lagoons. This is the Green Lagoon, very close to the Licancabur volcano, right next right close to the border with Chile, and then you get to Ito Cajon to go to any of the hotels in the Chilean border.
Okay.
We have more lagoons in the area, the yellow, the light blue, the stinky, whatever, all the different lagoons there because of the
perfume lagoon?
Yes, it's because of the sulfur. It's because of the sulfur. And another very nice program that we offer, remember I told you the third most important product is Colonial Times, and this is Sucre.
We're basically going west now from Uyuni.
Yes, from Uyuni, asphalted roads, 3 hours to Potosi, and 2 more hours to Sucre. You go and see the real capital of Bolivia. This is where the judiciary system is there, and this is where you get to see the colonial side, the colonial jewelry, one of the heritage sites as mentioned, fantastic places, and the nicest city in Bolivia. This is where the best museums are, and of course you go to the Potosi city, which is the final goal of the conquest, which is the final place where the whole colonial times was trying to go because of the silver mountain of Potosi that still today, after more than 500 years, is still producing, we're still producing silver out of there. That's our colonial heritage, and that's what we have in the catalog. There you have the last view from the rich mountain on Potosi. And
is that where all the silver comes from?
Yes, yes, okay. Yes. Still working on that.
Big mountain.
And that's it, folks. Thank you for giving us the chance to talk about this fantastic, unique destination and probability of you to get and visit and enjoy a fantastic experience. Technicalities, yes, we do have a reciprocity visa to get to the country. It's the same amount we pay when we come here to the U.S. You can only, it's easy to get it. You don't need to send it to the Bolivian embassy or whatever. Just get to the airport or to the border, and you pay there the sticker and the stamp, and then just enjoy keep on the trip and enjoy the trip. Our guides and 58 years experience in working always with Avanti, it's going to be the guarantee for repeated business and something that your clients will always thank you for.
Yeah, I mean, Bolivia definitely is one of the up and coming countries for us, along with Colombia. Has seen some really great growth. But Lee, you were pushing us to do this webinar for a while now.
Yes.
And why is that?
Because I find Bolivia to be one of the most interesting countries in South America.
And she's seen them all, folks.
I really love Bolivia, and I find this a great opportunity, having Darius in the office to introduce people to Bolivia. I'd like to say a word about the visa, though. Yes, you can get it at the border, but I think you also have to have a passport photo. I mean,
correct.
You don't just pay.
Can't just pay.
There are a couple of extra things that you need, like the itinerary and passport photo.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
But it is reciprocal, so we do the same thing to the Bolivian nationals.
It's our fault. But Bolivia has amazing places to visit. Sucre, I love Sucre. It's a beautiful colonial city. Potosi has an amazing history, and I think it's the highest city, higher than
yes,
Paz.
It is 4,000 meters above sea level. It's the highest city that we have, and it used to be one of the richest one in the world at that time because of the amount of silver. Today, a pity, probably the poorest one because of the great times were gone. But it's very, very rich because of its fantastic museums and the Royal Mint and the different fantastic churches that they have there.
And then there's Uyuni and the Salt Flats, and that is just an amazing destination. And I would love to see it in January when you have the reflection on the water. I mean, there's so many wonderful places to visit. And, people rush to Peru, but Bolivia is just next door, and you should really consider adding it to itinerary.
Well, it's an easy combination from all three of those countries, Peru, Chile, and Argentina. Maybe not so easy from Brazil, but I mean, La Paz is connectable from, I mean, it's a major airport, so you can connect anywhere.
One of my most interesting trips was between San Pedro de Atacama in Chile to Uyuni, and you know, crossing the Altiplano, and well, that was indeed an adventurous trip in a four-wheel drive.
That was
and
just a few years ago, wasn't it?
Yes, a couple of years ago. And in a few places, there was no road. I mean, you were just headed off across, you know, territory.
Yeah, some of those images you saw are not superimposed Jeeps, so riding around the salt flats. Those are real images.
Exactly.
Not photoshopped. So, you know, one of the we did have a couple of questions here, but one of the questions was, you know, this will be available on our website. So if you missed anything, we definitely can, you know, you can come back and check out the beginning of it and see what you missed. You know, I think that one of the things to think about as well is, you know, Lee and her team, you know, we've had people come in, you know, Darius and in this example, training on Bolivia. You know, Lee's been to the destination, so we're able to provide that expertise, or a level of expertise that can be hard pressed sometimes to find with regard to Bolivia. And you know, of course, we're in constant, you know, contact with Darius and his team. If we have any special requests or you know, some challenges that we may want to overcome before your clients travel, that's something that we take care of day in and day out. Anything else that you wanted to add, Michael?
I just wanted to thank Darius for coming along here, visiting us at the office, and also for participating in the webinar. It's incredible how informative this was for all of us, and having you here. You represent a very vibrant culture. It's something that you need to emphasize when it comes to Bolivia, is that the local customs, the traditions are still alive, and it's hard to find that authenticity throughout the world, and Bolivia really represents that. So it is one of those places that, I don't want to say undiscovered, but it's a bit lesser known, and you know, in time, it's hard to piece together a trip that finds the right destination at the right time. And I think we're hitting that peak moment right now, where we have the delicate balance between authenticity, but not over touristy. So we're finding that now it's the time to travel to Bolivia. I highly recommend it, and it is one of those places where you're going to have a mix of culture and natural beauty that is hard to find anywhere else. You can also combine it with a couple other very important destinations in South America.
So, you know, a good question here from one of the attendees is, what would be a optimal amount of time to kind of experience the basics of Bolivia? You know, how many days, where should they go, and how many days should they stay?
Well, to cover Titicaca and Uyuni as the main products, a minimum of 6 days would be recommended in order to put it together, like Michael was mentioning, together with Machu Picchu, Cusco, or with San Pedro de Atacama. But for Bolivia standalone, we do have clients staying from up to 15 days, looking into all the other highlights we have, including the Amazon and the cultural areas. But because of air connections, most of the time we receive clients trying to be just the major highlights. I would recommend, yes, 6 days is the minimum that, for them to really enjoy and see
2 places.
Yes. Yeah.
So if they want to see more than 2 places, then you're basically, you know, keep on adding a couple of nights per destination would be minimum. Lee, do you have any recommendations, like how many nights they should spend in the Salt Flats?
I think, well, minimum 2.
Yeah, but that's just getting there and experiencing it. But 3 would probably be better.
If you Have the time.
If you have the time.
Yeah.
Okay, they're hedging their bets here.
Well,
we just want to get you. We just want to get you to Bolivia. Really, what it comes down to is flying in or out internationally into La Paz makes a lot of sense, and then most of the time it's not going to be a standalone Bolivia trip. It's going to be combined with another country, and usually that's Peru or Chile, and you're going to be crossing the border by ground in most of those occasions. So you either fly in and out of La Paz, whatever flights work best for you, and then you're going to end up spending 5 or 6 nights total in Bolivia most likely, and then that combination, to add another 5 or 6 nights in another country. In a perfect world, us as Americans, we could get 15, 16 nights. It doesn't happen all that often.
It's tough to find 15 nights.
It is. That's more of a European trip for sure, other South Americans. For us, getting 10 or 11 nights is the best we can do most of the time.
Yeah. All right. Good enough. Let me, I think that this is always the perennial question as well as, when's the best time to go? And it sounds like, it's all year round, but it really depends on what they want to see and what they want to experience. Depending on, because you go in January and you get to see the sky in the ground, and vice versa. But
it's important, yes. It depends on the client. You can go to Bolivia the year around. Raining season really pours for max an hour, and then the rest of the day, no tourist activity is bothered. But of course, it's a fantastic opportunity for the picture to see the stars reflected on the floor and walk by night there. It's unique. The only thing you have to remember that when the salt flat is flooded, you're not allowed to drive on it. So depending on your clients, if your clients are willing to be more active, doing some more things, it's recommendable, like we first put it in the catalog, between March and November, to visit and drive on the salt flat to visit different islands in the middle of the salt lake as well. Now with the raining season operation that we're starting, we also have an island included that's close to the shore, but it is more photographic experience in the salt flats, while in Titicaca it doesn't matter the whole year around. You can do it, Sucre Potosi and the rest, it wouldn't be a problem.
So are you going to get, in Sucre and in Potosi, are you going to get the rainy season? Is it going to be basically the same?
Yes.
It's not going to rain that much there.
Yes, of course it rains, but like I said, it's not that it's going to rain the whole day.
Yeah.
Probably.
So the cactuses are in bloom.
Well, we do have some cactus, yeah, and they love it once in a while. But it is not that it's going to rain the whole day. So it's no problem to be there in rainy season in other places as well.
Yeah. So, but heat-wise, you're probably not going to have extreme heat.
Heat, yes, in the Amazon area, but the Amazon area is basically Santa Cruz and the Jesuit missions that I mentioned at the very beginning. Yes, it's like an Amazon area. You have to remember that you're in the Amazon, and of course heat is very strong. But being in the Jesuit missions in Bolivia, it's being in the only alive missions in South America. Brazil, Peru, Brazil, Paraguay, Argentina offer Jesuit missions, but they only offer ruins. In Bolivia, there's a life that you can enter there and see the whole church is still present. But of course, the heat is going to be there all day.
We haven't mentioned this, but you should probably say a few words about Madidi National Park, because that is a very special destination.
We didn't show a picture of that either.
Madidi National Park is the 4th most biodiverse park in the Americas. Today, it's a fantastic experience. You have 5 flights a day out of La Paz, 50 minutes, and from there you enter into the jungle up to the northeast part of Bolivia, and you have high jungle possibilities for ornithology and bird watching, and you can also go to the pampas to see the big mammals. If there's something guaranteed in the Madidi jungle,
there we go.
area is fauna. From area number 1, you see a yellow circle going to the right, and that's where the Madidi is. Yeah, that's where the Madidi park is. And let me assure you that fauna is going to be there everywhere, really everywhere.
Lots of things to see and do. So Vicky had the question. So we're talking about when's a good time to go. May is a good time to go, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Good. Perfecto. Kenny had a really good question. This is regard to our website. I'm pretty sure you can book Bolivia on our website. Mostly, it's going to be mostly FIT except for the route of the Incas. Our website, AvantiDestinations.com, is an agent-only website. I was just looking at some numbers last week, and we're not even at a percentage point of friends and family who travel with Avanti. So it's agent-only tour operator, folks, right here in this wonderful place called Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, it's also important to note that the website, we do have people quality controlling what you include in the booking. So we always have somebody taking a look for you. Our experts are going to be helping you out in case we need to modify that itinerary to make it work.
Great. Sorry. I think that's about it for the questions and answers. Looks like we took care of everybody. A couple of people wanted to say hello to you, Lee. Looking forward to their next conversation with you. Thank you for all your expertise. Thank you, Darius, for coming in. I'm looking forward to hearing about the trainings later on this afternoon, and it'll all go well, I'm sure.
Thank you, everybody, and we'll be waiting for you in Bolivia, and hope to welcome you and make sure your clients are satisfied and come back to get more and more people down to our destination.
And if you're dying to go on your own, with Avanti, we'll give you 20% off. So there you go. Travel agent only discount. Anyway, take care. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Thank you.
Okay.